do have high-paying jobs here and a nice home, and we drive nice cars and all of that. But to be quite honest and frank with you all, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to all of you who continue to watch and support me on this journey as I document my and my family's move from the United States back to Ethiopia. So today I'm going to be discussing and answering the all-important question, are we making the right decision for our family? So to start out, I first want to kind of provide a little bit of context and clarity as it relates to our move. So first of all, you may be thinking that we're moving to a rural African village where we don't have clean drinking water, and food may be scarce, and we're kind of sleeping outside in some kind of mud hut or something like that. We have to dig a well, all of that. Okay, so the reality is that is not going to be the case for us. So obviously there are people who live in villages in rural Africa, and I've had that experience somewhat to some degree as well during the Peace Corps. So there's nothing wrong with that, but that is not what we're going to be doing. So we're moving to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, which is the capital city. It is a rapidly growing and developing city in Africa. There are, different restaurants and cuisines to choose from, lots of shopping opportunities, and, outdoor activities such as hiking and, zip lining and rock climbing and a water park. So it is a very active and vibrant city. So that is where we're going to be moving. So just to kind of, put to bed the idea that we're taking our kids from a very developed country to rural Africa. So hope that clarifies that. Additionally, I think, that America is changing. It's not the country that it once was. And things are becoming less free and less secure here. So for us, we believe that we'll be giving our children a better quality of life in Ethiopia. Mainly because they will have more freedom as well. So, things here are beginning to become very rigid and in some ways oppressive, where you have the government telling you what you must do and what you must comply with, you and your children, in order to continue to participate in their system, which I like to call the Babylonian system. So without going into further detail about what those requirements are, I think if you've been following the news lately or current events, you should be well aware of what I'm talking about. And that's something that we just are not comfortable with. I think that each person, regardless of where you stand on the issue, should have the freedom to choose and decide what's best for them and what's best for their family. So that's kind of, a big determining factor that my husband and I have considered when deciding to leave the United States and go back to Ethiopia. Additionally, Ethiopia has a very rich and socially conservative culture built on biblical principles. For us, that is super important. We're Christians, we are raising Christian young men, and we want them to be surrounded with biblical principles. In America, that's just not the case. It may have been in times past, but in current days, we are finding that schooling, especially public schooling, and even some private, is focused on indoctrinating children to agree with and follow principles that are oftentimes contrary to the Bible. And it's just a toxic culture, to be honest, in a lot of ways for children. They're inundated with sexual immorality and all types of immorality, honestly, from the things that they are exposed to in their daily lives, on TV, at school, with their friends, from their teachers, all of that. And so, we want to take them out of that environment, out of that culture, and put them into one where they're inundated with godly principles. Another reason why I do believe we're making the right decision for our family is that we'll be able to spend more time together as a family. In this Babylonian system that the United States is built upon, it's constantly go, go, go. Parents have to work, and children end up getting raised by their daycare providers or teachers or grandparents or whoever is able to chip in and help. And you're constantly on the go and constantly on the move. And, we want to be able to be present in our own lives, be present in our children's lives. And so that's a really important reason why we believe this is the right decision for us. Also for, my own mental stability and health. I mean, oftentimes the brunt of child rearing lands squarely on the mother's shoulders. And, that is sometimes just how it is. I think, my husband is an amazing man, and he's always trying to help us and always trying to help me and be supportive and, be there for us. But our schedules are just so busy that it kind of lands in my lap to, take care of the children and get them to doctor's appointments and to school and all that, because I do work from home. So logistically, it just makes more sense for us. But, being in Ethiopia, it's more of community style living, where as opposed to here in America, it's very individualistic. Everybody's, every man, every woman for themselves, and they're focused on their own needs, their own families. And, that's how it is here. But in Ethiopia, it's not uncommon for a family to hire help, in the house, in order to help balance the chores of the house, cooking, cleaning, minding the children, even helping with education, like, schooling, assignments and stuff that they bring home. So that's something that we will likely do as well with our family. That may be a debatable thing, or controversial, I should say, for some people who have never experienced that. But it's a very common practice in Ethiopia and also in other African countries to have help. And I'll get into that more probably in a later video once we're living there and actually have help in the house. But basically, we would treat that person like a member of the family, and they would be compensated for their work as well. So, just all of those reasons outweigh any what would be seen as losses from leaving the United States. It doesn't even compare for us. We do have high-paying jobs here and a nice home, and we drive nice cars and all that. But to be quite honest and frank with you all, we actually, as of today, have in Ethiopia than we do here. We have made investments towards buying land and starting businesses. And, all those things you'll see as I take you along on this journey. And, when we arrive in Addis and start living our life there, you'll see, and those are things that we actually own, that are actually ours, Whereas here in the United States, the house and the cars and the things that we've acquired over time are not ours. You know, we have a mortgage to pay off and car notes and things like that. And even those items in and of themselves feel oppressive. You know, if you think about a 30-year mortgage, I mean, that's 30 years is a long time in order to work off the loan that you've taken to have the house or the cars or the things you have. So, you know, we want to have something to be able to pass down to our children, and leave a legacy behind, and show them that, you know, you work hard and you build the life that you desire to have. And so, you know, while it is going to be sad to say goodbye to friends and family and to the country I grew up in, I believe the best is yet to come, that there are greater things ahead of us than there are behind us. And when we think about the question, are we making the right decision? The answer, you know, now is yes, without hesitation. We are making the right decision and the best decision for us and for our family. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there for now. But thank you guys again for watching, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.